So I'm actually making this video because you know how Facebook reminds you of a post that you made on this very day, but like 7 years ago? Well, I came across this on Facebook and the post said something like, keep doing what you're doing. The rewards are waiting for you on the other side. And I definitely posted this, but it was for me. And I'm just realizing that in the past year, I've been experiencing these rewards that I've been working so hard for, been praying so long for. And I think there's nothing wrong with actually taking a step back and saying, hey, you know what? I've actually come a long way. I've been able to travel to the one place that has definitely been on my list, and that's New York City. I'm definitely that person who swallowed all the hype about New York City, and let me tell you, it does live up to the hype for the most part. So I'm not sharing this to brag or anything like that, but I know that most people who are watching this channel want to become musicians. Some of them just want to be better players, especially people who want to do music as a job. There can be, and there will be, a lot of hurdles. This was the case for me. I definitely went through many ups and downs, and sometimes it feels like I hit way more lows than highs. And this is why when something really exciting happens, I'm actually really excited about, and I feel like, wow, this is actually what I'm reaping for all the work that I've put in. And music does not only become tough in the financial sphere, but just mentally and psychologically sometimes. I remember when I was in my undergrad studies, I think I cried probably at least 3 times in my professor's room when we had our one-on-one jazz piano lessons, because it really just felt like I am just not getting this language. Maybe I'm not practicing hard enough, or I don't know what the case is, probably a bit of both. I mean, I'm so glad I found McCoy Tyner, because that really just made me want to practice and things became a whole lot easier. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. And so for me, when these moments happen, this really shows me that the hard work that you put in, the hours that you spend at your instrument really do matter. More recently, I was in Bregenz in Austria to perform a composition I had written, and also having arranged some choir parts that were going to be sung at the Bregenz festival. It seems like every time I leave my country, I feel so much appreciated. It reminds me of this verse in the Bible. It's in Mark, and it talks about how a prophet is really, and I'm paraphrasing here, a prophet is loved and I guess admired more when he's outside of his hometown and away from his family. And for me, I've really just been feeling that when I've been leaving the country, I feel like my music is really appreciated, my artistry is really appreciated. It's kind of seen for what it is. And I don't know if that is a weird fetish for South African music, because the Europeans really do be loving South African music. I don't know whether it's that, but it really does feel like the feedback that I get and the engagement that I get when I leave my own country, it really feels like people are appreciating the work, like the substance and the creativity that my art has. Whereas when I'm at home, maybe it's because there are just a lot more people doing something similar or the same to what I'm doing, and so it doesn't really stand out as much. But I really learned that when I leave the country, you know, there's something really important about being who I am. It offers something not necessarily different, but something that really is appreciated when I leave my own country. I mean, about what I just said, someone found me worthy enough to book me a gig at one of the most prolific jazz clubs in New York City, and might I say in the world. And those opportunities really just don't come by out of nowhere. This just goes to speak about what I'm talking about, where my art feels a little bit different when I'm somewhere else compared to here at home. And I guess those factors that I mentioned do come into play. I've been doing music professionally for about 8 years, and this includes gigs, part-time music teaching, and more recently full-time music teaching. I don't know how I did that. And if there is anything that I would tell myself my past self is to really enjoy every moment. There's a talk show that I really used to love to watch. Tamara Mowry Housley once talked about in one of the episodes that her mother would kind of always instill this idea of, enjoy when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, with your partner. Enjoy your engagement, enjoy your marriage, and enjoy the season when you have children. I can't tell you how many times I've been backstage at a gig feeling like, oh my word, do I even have the right amount of language to even be calling myself a jazz musician and going on that stage and playing? Always just feeling inadequate. And probably like 80% of the time, the feedback that I would get would always be like, wow, that was really great. And I would always just kind of turn away and be like, oh, that's nothing, whatever, and just always tell myself that I'm bad. I don't think that's actually really good. I once read in a book called African Diaspora by Ingrid Monson, and there's someone in there's a quote that someone says that most jazz musicians know more harmony than they need to play a song. And I think that's so true, actually. With jazz, and I'm talking about the 1940s, 1950s, the bop era, that is really what makes jazz, that intricate harmony. Because past that, I don't think there really has been any developments to jazz in terms of like its form, its harmony. Everything else is based on that bebop period. And with that era came a lot of intricate harmony. You could do crazy substitutions if you want to, but when it comes down to it, a lot of jazz tunes are actually quite diatonic. Not all of them, but you can get away with just playing the root third and the seventh of the chords. There might be one or two chords where you might maybe do something a little extra, and it's probably worthy to listen to jazz and get all of the kind of cliche things that you might want to add. But whatever resources and tools that you have in your pocket now, use them and enjoy what you're playing. When you're playing, you shouldn't be thinking too much. When you practice, however, you are trying to be perfect. But when you're playing, enjoy the gig, enjoy what you have. And also don't fall into the trap of what you feel like you should sound like or what you feel like you should be playing. Do what you love, okay? Do what you love to do, and never ever forget the reason why you started playing music. I think for me, especially having gone to jazz school, there was a little bit of that something, that love that I had for music that was stripped away from me, and it kind of became like this thing that has to be so logical and thought about. Don't let that get to you. So wherever you are now, enjoy it. And when you get to that next level that you're working on, enjoy it until you get to that high level that you want to get to. You will realize that even when you're there, you're still gonna feel like you don't know that much. So might as well just enjoy it. So where are you in your music journey? Where are you in your jazz journey? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what the people who actually watch my videos are up to. Let me know, and if you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and I'll see you again in the next one.